Let's see. Okay. What up, what up, what up? I am Seldom Seen, aka John Muhammad, and this is John Muhammad Podcast Show. And today our guest is a brother out of Grand Rapids, but now lives in the ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. The first time I ran into this brother, he was doing a run South by South in Texas and ended up doing one of his shows.
Right.
And from that point on, man, we started communicating, we started doing some music, and next thing you know, we was over in Europe doing the Last King tour. We knocked that out with him, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since, man. If you're familiar with this brother, you should know something about the Reconnect album. You should know something about the Last Kings album, and now he has a new album out called The Fix. So all my fans, all my followers, show mad love for one of Grand Rapids' own. 6 Man is in the building. What up, brother?
Yeah, what's up, man? What's up?
I see you. I see you over there.
We here, you know.
We here.
Know.
It's about time.
It's about time, man. We gotta do it. It's a must. You know what I mean? We got lots to talk about.
Yep.
We got Grand Rapids history to talk about. We got lots of things to talk about,
yes,
bro.
Sir. So
no problem.
So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna dive right into it. You seen the little bit of the interview that I had put up with Mo Money McCoy, and he had went back. He had went back and started talking about a period in time where he had met you. You were with the cat who's doing real estate. Let's talk about that period in time. Let's talk about the cat that you had signed to. How did that work out? And eventually, how did y'all end up going your own separate ways?
First of all, love the Mo. Respect to the nappy heads. You know what I'm saying? All of us kind of were like just grinding and doing a lot of shows back then. We were just we were all searching to, get to that next plateau. Everything, Mo had told you was true. Like they were already on the radio, moving nappy heads, very hard at the radio station and stuff like that. So during that time, I was in the process of just kind of creating demos, kind of rolling with a crew at that time, and Mo introduced me to Price West. Like we were all connected as MCs. Like we all knew each other. Tai Chi, Nappy Heads, Swollen Heads, Dirt Sound, Glove. We all knew each other though. You know what I'm saying? Whether cats, got along or did music with each other, whatever, everybody knew each other.
Right.
So me and Mo, we had a relationship like that. We was cool like that. Crew to crew. We was cool. Right. So he had passed on the information to me. Yo, Price West got a label. Yo, you should get him a demo. So I got Price West a demo. From there, it just kind of went up. At that time, what had happened is I had a manager named Big Rob. He works at 103.7 The Beat in Muskegon now, and that was our manager back then. So he was there, kind of forefronting a lot of the stuff that we was doing and getting us on regional, national radio at that time, and just kind of taking the label with Price West had kind of just up a couple more notches of what other people were doing at the label. So that's kind of how that got started. And from the KJ Records thing is how I introduced Who Am I kind of took over and ran through the city. And that kind of got me my name, respected wise in the city, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Wow. Let's, okay. Let's talk about the Last King tour. Of course, we joined some of that tour with you. What are maybe like the 5 most important things that has to be done in order to make a tour successful?
Well, you want to make sure that you are somehow implemented in the market. Even if you're not implemented in the market, you want to introduce yourself into the market. You want to get radio play, reach out to DJs, in the market beforehand, even thinking about a tour. You want to make sure that you have a game plan in place, where you want to go, how you want to do it, what it takes for you to be able to get there, what it takes for you to be able to perform. You need to make sure that you have things like your promoter needs to know what is expected of him to do and what is expected of you to do. So beyond the artist demanding a bunch of things from a promoter, you want to make sure that there's something that you can give on to the promoter that's of value to him, so you can get what's needed for you to perform. So if it's needed for 6-man to do 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and that's what the promoter expects of me, right? Mm-hmm. I can give it to him, but I need this, I need that, and that to do it, as long as it's within reason. You know what I'm saying? And it's not outside of your value. Okay. Your value is going to determine how much a promoter will pay or not pay you. Okay. So those things you need to determine before you even start doing the tour. If this is going to be a promotional tour for us to do, or is this a tour that I'm going to get paid for me to go do? Most artists, it's normal for most artists to who need to be introduced in markets. So say like there's a group who needs to be introduced in like Europe or something, who's never played in Europe. So the standard thing is to really buy onto a tour. Like if you can find like Snoop Dogg in them tour or Pharoah Monch in them's tour, you know what I'm saying? And you can buy onto that tour and be an opening act on a tour like that introduces you to that market. It's a promo thing for you. You're not going to get paid so much, but you're introduced into the market. If you're a artist that has a little bit of value sake to you, maybe you've played in the market before, maybe you have a fan base in the market, maybe you have incredible experience and a major resume, you might can do a tour where they'll pay for you to come, and they'll pay for you to stay, and they'll pay you to play, give you what you need to play, because you can entertain a certain crowd that they have, or you can even draw a certain crowd that they have.
Got you. Okay, so you're talking about Europe. Now, you spent a certain amount of time in Europe. When did you go to Europe, and what was the reason why? Was it solely about your career, or is it you moved over there and then got deeper off in your career, or how did that work?
Great questions, brother. Great questions. I went over there. You remember, while you was on tour, you met the guy who came to like maybe two shows, Dennis. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that guy, Dennis, I met him through social media. Okay. We started building together. He had an independent company. He had a producer. He had a producer by the name of Tommy Van Moose. Okay. That was me and his first introduction. Okay. We then constructed an album called The Greenhouse, and I recorded it in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. From there, album was finished. Dennis himself flew me out to Europe. I stayed out there 4 to 5 months at that time. And I went out there, bro, and I had to fight for everything. I did all free shows on my first visit. I did like all free shows, maybe like one paid show. All free shows from there, open mics. But I had some feature nights though. Like I was the feature act though, but a lot of grinding and getting it from the mud though. So that's what took me over there though. You know what I mean? Music. Wow. And fucking with Tommy Van Moose and Dennis. Right. Shout out to them. Yeah.
Right. And Tommy's the cat this last album you did, that's the cat that did some of the production for you?
Now you see the importance. Like he did the whole album. So now you see the importance. Right. He did the first album I ever did going to Europe. Okay. He just did this album. So that was the importance. Yeah.
Right. So crazy history.
Word, bro.
Right. Word. That's good. You still dipping with them cats, man, because that's just gonna make the work even better. Because y'all know each other well. Y'all have done tours and other records together. So You know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure he knows exactly the right type of beats to give you that to get you up out your seat. So.
For sure. Like that's my primo right there. Like that's somebody you'll see me doing music with for like forever. So that's
Right. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Fix album.
Word.
What was the motivation of doing that album, and why did you call it the Fix?
Fix. Motivation. We was on tour over there doing the Last King tour, and just to see the success that we was going through and getting from being over there on tour, we were selling out damn near every show that we did. We were doing some big headlining and shit like that. So in between, you know, Tommy over there, you know what I'm saying? We talking, he's submitting me new music. I'm coming up with an idea. I have an idea in my brain already called The Fix. He's sending music. The idea starts while we're on tour. We come home. We get through coming back, and then we end up doing Dilla.
Okay.
Still working on the album, right? So now spring and summertime comes around, and the pandemic hits.
Okay.
And the riots start to happen.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Now the thought process of everything started to transform, and I started to correlate it and make it make sense into these times of what was going on. So if I'm gonna talk about it, let's talk about it and let what you're talking about and put out be of the times. And I think that that's real art when you can put out something that speaks for the times. So I want to put out a piece of art living with inside of our times. So at another time, when you look back on it, you'll remember the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was the whole inspiration in doing that. So man, we wanna, you know, make sure that, hey, I got it right there.
Yep.
I gotta send y'all copies in the mail in a minute.
Yeah,
you know,
I've been jamming it on
joint.
Spotty. Yeah, I've been jamming it on Spotty. So
you know, and the alternative cover. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know.
Right. So
Fix.
you got CDs. You also got vinyl, right?
Yeah, we on vinyl. I want everybody to make sure that we got a campaign going on. Diggers Factory, man. DiggersFactory.com. Check out the vinyl, The Fix. You can get the riot cover or the alternative cover, or you can get it at vinylexclusive.com. And we got CDs that get ready to be on Bandcamp, and we got them. I just was in a mom and pop store, one of the biggest mom and pop stores in Atlanta, Soul Village Mood Music, getting ready to implement a few CDs into a couple mom and pop stores. So I'm working as a true independent, bro. You know what I mean?
Right. So with the vinyl, do you get a lot of the average cat, or is the vinyl mainly for the DJs out there that still, you know, like to scratch it up and stuff?
Great question. No, but the vinyl, there's me and a couple guys, man, we have conversations, and I try to school them that there's a whole industry of like people who really seek out and buy vinyl albums, and not just old vinyl, not just old dusty albums, you know what I'm saying, but new albums released with new hip hop. There's still vinyl lovers that's not just DJs, that's people that just buy it and they go home and they zone out, roll a joint up, and they listen to their vinyls that they collect and they buy. So there's a whole fleet of people around the world that buy vinyl. It's like on a serious factor. When you be at shows, look, bro, when we was on the tour, all my sales came from t-shirts like these in the 6-man, and we get a CD in the package. The most sought after request was for vinyl.
Wow. Really?
The most sought after request product wise for music was vinyl. So sometimes when you start to see that and you start to realize when you're touring, you start to see that you need to have it, otherwise you're missing a mark, a potential mark. You know what I mean? And you want to make sure that you're trying to cover all marks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At least.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So you've done Europe, you've done United States. What's the difference between touring the two, if there is a difference?
Major difference, you know what I'm saying? Like Europe, like they appreciate culture of hip hop a lot more deeper sometimes than we do over here. Like take for instance, me and Mike was just having a conversation about the tour, and we was remembering a time you'll remember too from the time we was at the Raw School, and there was a guy in the crowd. He told Mike to turn the light off while we was on the stage because he wanted to enjoy the concert.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Right. We accustomed to like making sure we get our footage, lighting is right, all that type of shit. They didn't give a damn. They wanted to make sure that they were enjoying the aspect of hearing the actual concert. Mm-hmm. Over here, it's going to be like, we got to make sure the lights and the camera is on. You know what I'm saying? All the media is in the room. You know what I'm saying? You look a certain way. The chicks is in the room. All of the shit is, you know, around. That's cool too because it's still culture. But there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference in pay rates sometimes. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we can make more going over there. You make something and do it making nothing. Mm-hmm. But it's getting to a point where I'm able to get some pay in America. It's starting to get to that point because of some of the things that we're doing now. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, major difference though. Yeah.
So actually, Europe opened up to you first before the United States did, as far as your music.
On a major cultural scale, yeah, but not in the whole spectrum of things, because then we would be leaving out the whole pioneering aspect of what I did in GR with everything we did. You know what I'm saying? Because it goes deeper than just we put out Who Am I. It goes like a lot deeper than that. So it would be that aspect first, but then getting to Europe, that was they put me on they put me into to how y'all see me now. Mm-hmm. They really kind of molded me into that. Yeah, I had to give them the credit for that, bro. You know, putting and drilling in my brain that. Let me try to explain it. Like they was drilling in my brain that I am the top goods.
Okay.
Just as Redman when they come over there, and just as Onyx and then KRS and all these big names that would come over there who I look up to and be like, yo, that's them the gods of rap. Right. They would be like, yeah, that's cool, but 6 Man, you is too. You American and you is too. But they was drilling this in my head. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they taking my belief and my elevation of mind into it on a deeper realm, bro. My show impact. Before I went to Europe, bro, I was only doing 15-minute shows at the longest before I went to Europe. Okay. After I went to Europe, bro, we was in Southwest. You see, we put on a whole hour show in Southwest here in America. Right. See what I'm saying? Right. But they the one that trained me to be able to do that, not rip over no vocals while doing it. Okay. Put on a show while doing it. Yeah. And those are the things that that taught me that those are the things that get you booked by promoters, man. They want to see that you got a show, that you could put on a length of a show, and that you could put on a show, and you could do it in a certain way, bro. So, right. Without Europe, bro, I wouldn't be doing that type of shit.
Okay, got you. So, all right. So, say if a label approached you, Def Jam or Interscope or whoever. What would you need to see in the contracts in order to get you to sign? And you are independent. Your whole thing has always been, I can do this by myself. So if a label come to you and they say, look, we gotta have 6 Man, what do you need to see in that contract to make you say, okay, let's do this?
Just a couple things. I mean, it depends on what level you talking. So I'll put it into 2 levels. So let's just start with we'll start with like your biggest level, like your Def Jam. So if Def Jam to hit me for a contract, I'll tell you a couple things that I don't want to see. I don't want to see a 360 deal. Okay. From like a Def Jam at all. I don't want to see a 360 deal.
Okay, before you go, explain 360 deal.
Word. Okay, no worries, because I had one offered to me, so and I rejected it. So 360 deal is gonna be the label has 50% stake into everything you do.
Right.
So like, whereas before, they would give you a signing bonus, maybe take a piece of your publishing, and that's it. You know what I mean? And you can go out and tour, make money. You can sell merch, get rich. You can go get endorsement deals. You can go do all that. And you can get super rich, and the label might only recoup back their money or not make their money, right? Yeah. So what record labels did is they said, fuck that. We're going to make 360 deals, and we're going to put 50% and take it out of everything that you do.
Everything.
So everything. Wow. So if they sign you with a 360 and they give you, let's just say 50 grand, and that's reaching, or depending on what type of artist you are, they give you 50 grand and a 360 deal. Let me tell you what they taking out. They taking out 50% of your publishing, which is the most important thing in your career. Okay. They taking out 50% of your merch sales. They taking out 50% of your concert sales, your tour sales. They taking out, if you were to go get an endorsement by Coca-Cola or Pepsi, and Pepsi was to cut you a $2 million check for your brand that you created, they're gonna get half of that. Wow. So it cuts into your pocket in so many ways, bro, that I don't want you cutting into my pocket. What if I take my merch and I'm able to make my merch into $2 million in itself? Right. You see what I'm saying? I'd rather have it to where we own that, and we don't have to give them that split. So I would want to not see where they're taking money out my merch and where they're taking money out my publishing. Anything else is kind of negotiable. You know what I'm saying? But there's two things that are non-negotiable: publishing and my merch. Most importantly, my publishing. Okay. You feel me?
Okay. Okay. So how important are your masters?
That's everything. Okay. That's everything. You should own your masters, because the reason why people don't take it as serious, like maybe, you know, like you're looking at maybe like the level of that you on right now and the ownership of your masters, but you can't look at it on that ownership level of where you at now. Okay. You can't even look at it on 10, 20 years from now. You need to look at owning your masters at like 50, 60, 70 years down the line, when it can become a catalog, and a record label can sell your catalog and continue to make money for life off it if you don't own the master. Right. So that's what happened to a lot of the cats at Motown, coming from where we come from. Yep. A lot of the cats at Motown didn't own their masters, and now you like, people wonder why that you can see a Temptation record or these certain records reduplicated by other companies outside of Motown. Is because they didn't own the master. Motown owned the master. They can sell it off and do whatever they want to and keep retaining money off that catalog for a lifetime. Right. That's why people got to understand the importance of certain things. Once you explain it to them like that, you might be like, yeah, word, I probably need to keep that. Right. You know?
Right. Sure. Wow. Sure. Yeah. You gotta, and I've talked to a few people about that, and you know, I was always more or less like, you know, you giving up who you are if you give up your masters. You know what I'm saying? That making albums to me is like making babies. I think I've heard other people talk about that, but you know, it is like a child to you. So to give up that right to, you know what I'm saying, to keep your own child, to me is, you know, it never made much sense to me. But you know, I understand the game, and you know, all these vultures out here, they want to own everything. So if they can own your name, if they can own your work, they're gonna do it.
Yeah. You know, you need to own your name. Yeah. Trademark names, you know, things like that. So you don't end up losing those things, or a company doesn't want to change your name or own your name, because they might put that inside your contract too, where they own your name because I've signed you. You know, you like, there's so much that stuff that people give up just to get that bag to get signed. There's so much shit that you give up. So I'd rather have an independent deal where I don't have to give up so much of the things that's important to my stock, and build up my brand and my stock, and be able to eat off my stock, and, you know, get you a mortgage off your merch or something, or, you know, you want to be able to do shit like that just independent without even having no label. You know, that's our goal, what we try to do.
Right. Yeah. how have this pandemic changed your hustle? If it changed it at all?
Yeah, well, you had to get a little bit more creative with things, you know what I'm saying? Virtual listening sessions, just making sure, we getting enough music produced, put into the market. My moves is staying calculated while in the pandemic, because even though we in the pandemic, I'm still calculating and planning, for the forefront when we come out of. Right. So it hasn't really changed much. It just, we had to be a little bit more creative with a couple things. Mm-hmm. Dig a little bit deeper. I'm already a natural digger with things and for information. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it just made me dig a little bit more deeper, have a little bit more time to dig deeper, mm-hmm. A little bit more time to put together things creatively right and better, mm-hmm. Which will open up doors. So, just a lot of improvement during.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you talked about, and you're putting together a tour now, but it's still at a time where, I talk to some people and, they're still kind of waiting for things to open up some. How is it that you're able to find venues, venues ready to get things going again?
Yeah.
What's the blueprint? Right. Without giving away your secrets.
No, it's all, but it's all good though, right? It's all good though, because we all need to know, you know what I mean? But I'm not doing nothing like so special, but like I say, research it, and we already knew that, like, you had to look, like, there's people that had stuff postponed from 2020, who are permitted to do things moving forward, spring, summer, fall, winter, under certain CDC guidelines. Mm-hmm. So you just got to reach out to certain festivals and see if they still active and running. Okay. And there's people still accepting and planning. Okay. There's some clubs that have opened back up. I'm talking to some clubs like one club in Denver that just opened back up, mm-hmm. Getting back active again, which I'm happy to hear. You know what I'm saying? Just that's somebody's business. You know what I mean? It seems like some parts in the South have things going on. Some parts kind of in the West have some things going on, not so deep West like California and things, but kind of moving, back a little bit, kind of has things going on. So, brother, I'm just reaching out and talking to venues, seeing who's still active and who's accepted. And I'm talking to a lot of people, man. And it's a lot of people that are positive, bro. Just talking to people in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay. Trying to negotiate for that. Just closing up now on a deal over in Denver for April, and waiting to close up on a deal for Oklahoma. So there's things still out there, and then more things that's still to come in the summer and fall.
Right. Right. Yeah. So how is important, because it seems like you're doing pretty much most of your own management. I remember watching a clip to where Kanye West was talking about how he really didn't like managers. And he kind of explained how having a manager, and this manager's hooked in with the accountant and the accountant's hooked in, and he said you find yourself trapped inside of these people. Have you ever felt like that, or how important is it for an artist to have a manager?
Well, it just depends. If you deem that it's necessary for your movement. Evidently, just for me, I just deem that it's not necessary for me, because I get a lot of results and a lot of things done on my own. Right. I work with people still, partner with people to do certain things. I had a manager when we was first coming up, and it was beneficial. Yeah. When I was first coming up, it was like a 5-year deal, and it was like all training though, all training, no expectation for anything, but all training and all learning and all lessons while I was going through it with my manager. And I call him sometimes just out of the blue, and I thank him for today.
Yeah. Right.
For helping giving me a mindset like I have, you know. So I ain't gonna say that it's not good and it's not necessary. You got to find the right one that fits with you and gels with you and your vision. You got to get one that see the vision, who see your vision sometimes more than you see your vision. It's hard to find a dude like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how big Rob was. He saw the end goal for us sometimes when we didn't see it, and he would formulate and make us move like that. Like I told Mike one day, I was like, you don't even know. Like a lot of people don't even know. Me and Mr. 1204 came up alongside. Like I was already signed and already had a manager with Big Rob at that time, Mr. 1204. He was coming in and coming up under those realms and doing his thing as well too. Right. And I was telling Mike, I was like, man, cats don't even know that Big Rob had us with like a bodyguard back then, just for no reason. Really? Just like sometimes we would be like, bro, wow, like ain't nobody finna like, don't nobody know us like that. But he would want to put us in the mindset and the feeling of being a real artist. Right. And not remaining as a local, but putting yourself in a national feeling. Right. When we talk business, we don't talk business. He talk business. Okay. We'll be the artist. Okay. You know, just certain teachings and things like that. But in that, I was always a listener. What the fuck they talking about? I'm hearing how you constructing a deal. I know that he want the best deal for me because he gonna get 20%. Exactly. So he gonna want the best deal for me. So I know when I go negotiate seldom that I want to make sure that I get the best deal for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm working with a partner, they can get their percentage like we did when we did the last King tour. So
okay. You know? Yeah. Because you can't get 20% off of nothing.
Off of nothing.
Right. Get a whole 20% of nothing. All right. Let's talk about that record, Bad Mother. How did that record come to? Because you dropped that alongside of your album. How was that? How did that record get made, and who was involved in it?
Yeah, that was Tommy Van Moose again on the production. That's from the album, and that record was actually a late record to the album. The album was already actually done. I kind of feel like I had my power records already, and it was done. And that particular record came, the God record came, and another record that didn't get made. Those records came into fruition. So I heard Tommy, he had posted that beat, and I heard it. I said, Tommy, this like people don't even know. Like I initially told Tommy, I said, Tommy, send me that beat. Because we had an issue with initially the Black Sinatra track, the original track. The track that y'all hear is not even the original track. Not everybody knows that. It's not the original instrumental. Okay. So upon us constructing what y'all hear now, I said, yo, send me the Bad Mother. I said, I'm going to put that up under the Black Sinatra and see if that fit. Okay. When I took it to the studio, it didn't fit at all. Okay. At all. I was like, but I was like, yo, this record is still powerful. I just fucking wrote a whole fresh record to it. Okay. Did it. It seems like it ended up being one of my most like played records on the radio on all the lists from so far, man. So
Okay. Okay. So you've done a lot of records with Tommy. How does that business work? Do you pay him straight up for his production, or is it done through paperwork, and then once ASCAP and things of that nature get involved, is that how everybody get paid? How does that work?
Well, for us, we work on the back end. We do a split. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We divide it up, and we make sure that it's paperwork. You know what I'm saying? He controls and owns his part, his beats, as far as the creation of it. I own my lyrical proportion, the creation of it. He has a publishing company over in Europe that's called Boom Stamina. Okay. That's so he's gonna get his publishing from that side, from Europe. He'll also get his half worldly. Me, I'll get my cut, CSAC, and then I'll get my other half worldly. And then I'll also get my sound exchange numbers when those come in. That's another way of tracking, and the artist getting paid is through sound exchange. And sound scan, whatever sound scan picks up. Those are other payments, and so it breaks down in so many ways, man. Yeah. But it's all love, though. We make a little something sometimes out of it. You know what I mean?
Right. But those are the, and I like to talk about that, and that's the reason why guests like you are so important, because you can kind of give those fine details of this is how we did it, and this is what we made, and make sure you got your publishing company. And you hear a lot about. I was listening to some of the cats that used to be a part of Rockefeller, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and everybody who was up under that. And then to hear some of those cats talk about some of those records that they did, but they didn't know anything about publishing. They didn't have a publishing company. And of course, they end up missing out on millions of dollars.
Yeah. That's a big thing. And you don't want to leave money sitting on the table, as I say. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's leaving money sitting on the table. And that's what I'm saying. You might have a big record that take off. You didn't even know. You didn't even think.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you didn't have it published, then that's your bread and butter, man. Like I was taught about the importance of publishing through Tommy DeBarge.
Okay.
My mom had a good relationship with him through their recovery. So I like sitting around when I was, learning some stuff about him from him, and he was telling me the importance. It's a couple things from him I'll never forget, and that was one of them. The importance of publishing. Jermaine, don't let go of your publishing, no matter what you do. They're gonna try to take your publishing. Don't let go of none of your publishing. So I'm figuring like this, bro. I'm hearing this from Tommy DeBarge.
Right.
There's somebody that's been around way before me who know the game, and they come from a certain era too.
Right.
I'm like, he must be really giving me game about that publishing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it made me really dig deep and want to go and learn the intricate and the importance of publishing. And then once I learned the importance of it, I locked in. I'm like, you won't get it from me.
Right.
You won't get it. It'll be hard. It'll be hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be hard.
Right. You mentioned DeBarge. And can you imagine if they owned all that music they did, the mastering, the masters, or even a decent percentage of the publishing? I'm sure some of them do, but I mean, they got so many wonderful records. They should be definitely one of the most powerfulest families, probably in music right now. But
sometimes you got to give it up. Under those new artist deals when you're a new artist. Okay. And a label's willing to give you a certain amount of dough, and they're able to give you a certain amount of push. Okay. You know what I mean? It might be alluring enough for you to give away 35%, 45%, 50% of your publishing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? For the upfront cash they give you and the machine that they put behind you, it could be worth it to you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know how worth it is to you to give up so much. If you do give away some, that deal better be very important to you. Okay. And don't give away so much. You know what I mean? If you had to, you was like, damn, y'all, we got fucking Atlantic sitting right here. Right. They giving us like a 5-10 year deal. They really believe in us. They finna fucking put us on the front lines, put the whole marketing team up for us, man. We got this nice advance they giving us to equal up to $1 million. We get to split it, y'all. All we gotta do is come off about 35, 45% of the publishing, and we got a deal. Okay. You see how I broke that down? That it don't sound so bad. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You like, fuck that. That's a milli, bro. Okay. We get $1 million now, and we still get to get pushed in on the front line. Okay. A lot of niggas gonna be like, bro, run that. Run that. But here's the thing. I'm gonna give cats a secret though. I'm gonna give cats a secret for the music. Watch Shark Tank.
Okay.
Watch Shark Tank. Watch how they negotiate and haggle through percentages and the worth of certain things. It's the same fucking value that they do with music.
Right.
The worth of your product values the stake that they gonna give you and what they want to have into it for giving you that. It's the same shit.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like for cats to get the understanding of that, to apply for music, I would be like, watch Shark Tank and watch the same negotiations and apply the person walking into the door as the damn CD, the product, the artist.
Right.
What you worth versus what they gonna give you and how much that they want to take for giving you that. Then you can decipher that into your life. You know what I'm saying? And make that shit make sense.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna change it up just a little bit. I don't want to get too political or anything, but you know, I like to talk about, you know, just a little bit about what's going on today. What did you think when you seen those people storm the Capitol a week ago? What was your thoughts?
A lot of my first thoughts was just you know, for us on our side to sit back, watch. You know what I'm saying? Just watch what they doing. This seems to be like a fight of them right now. But on the other hand of that, I felt like, what a fucking shame. What's such a bitch move for y'all not to lock them down like you locked us down this summer. How you brought the National Guard out. You know, when we was just protesting, but cats is climbing over the wall and side doors and gates is being open. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I first seen it, that's why I said in my answer in two parts. That's why when I first seen it, I was kind of like, okay, let me watch these knuckleheads do this dumb shit. Right. But then after we got into it and I was learning what was really happening, I was like, wow, all that y'all got accomplished. Right. Y'all got that far. Right. And we wouldn't even have been able to make it that close.
Right. They've been still scraping up bodies. Still.
Seldom I felt like the world had a peek into America's truth at that moment.
Exactly.
That's what I really felt. I was like, shit, the whole world got a peek into the truth of America. At that moment, man.
We've always said that it was two Americas. And now if white people couldn't see it, they gotta be able to see it now. Because anybody, if that would have been blacks, Hispanics, it would have ended terrible.
Yeah.
It would have ended
catastrophic.
Exactly.
Catastrophic. Yeah, man.
Exactly. They still be scraping up bodies right now. So
we wouldn't have did nothing to that extreme, climbing over walls on a state building, you know, stealing federal things. We learned, America, we learned something new. We learned that we have domestic terrorism. For real. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things have been shed to the light in the last year. A lot of things have been brought to fruition and brought to the light. Right. For everyone around the world to see, man, whether good or bad. And I've been really just watching and receiving and wrapping my mind around it and trying to navigate through it and in the most truthful way that I can find and navigate through what's going on, bro. Because I feel like it's really serious, and everything means something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel. So, 2020 COVID. Now we got a vaccination. What do you think? Do you think this vaccination will really take care of this problem for us? Or I'm thinking maybe in a few years, if anything go wrong, it's going to happen then. What do you think about this vaccination, and are you willing to take it?
Okay. Real question. Like I'm skeptical, so I'm watching right now. And I'm glad that I'm able in the stage right now where I'm able to watch and just kind of see what's going on with it, man. I'm kind of doubtful of it, you know, too, from a scientific matter of, you know, what needs to be determined and figured out with the vaccine properly, you know, on a scientific level. Doubtful, but talked about it with, you know, some of my peers that I look up to in the hip hop and that travel worldwide. And we've talked about it, like, you know, what we're going to do when we have to go across the borders again, and we might have to have a vaccine shot, you know what I'm saying? To be able to play out of the country and do what we really need to do. It's going to really, it's going to hit us at that time on having to choose that decision to be made. You know, and I've talked to a couple of my counterparts, and we've kind of, you know, say how we feel about it. I won't say right now. But we talked about how we feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
Real. You know what I'm saying? It's real.
That's stuff you got to think about. I thought about that, and getting on a plane and, you know, going here and going there, and it may come to a point where it's mandatory. And I guess we'll have to deal with that when it comes.
True.
All right, last question. Trump's out, Biden's in. What do you hope Biden can accomplish in order to help us to heal from all this racial relationships, you know, fighting and people getting killed, and, you know, we've been dealing with this white and black thing for just way too long. But what can Biden do in order to maybe bring some healing to America?
Well, you know, I think that what he can do is focus on, you know, just trying to make sure that he can, you know, get to the American people that need help, you know, and making sure that he sends some type of aid and rescue to these businesses and families and people that's really in need of real help, and actually helping them get through, because everything that's affected affects you in some way. You know what I'm saying, bro? I've come to really realize that everything around us affects us in some way. The grocery store is not being open, or shut down at a certain time, or this and that affects you still for what you need in your personal life. You as an artist, concert venues not being open, you not being able to play and get paid for playing affects you, and it affects somebody's business and their home life and their children as well, bro. So I'm hoping that Biden's able to, you know, bring some aid to just people who really need help, and making sure they stay afloat and don't die in this thing, man, and they're able to maintain, bro. Well, that's what I'm hoping for, bro. And to do his part in cleaning up, you know, the COVID, how he can maintain this and getting it back to where we can get moving again. How he was. So I'm hoping he's able to, you know, figure that out too.
Real talk. But this has been real, brother. And I knew having you on, we was gonna get crazy game. So
Word.
And I got a lot of young people who, you know, and they reach out and, you know, they checked out a show here and show there. So I'm really trying to push, you know, good artists on here who really can give game, because I know they listening, man. And I think this is going. What you say?
I said whatever you need to know, you know, like whatever you need to know for them, you know, that helps them, you know, like absolutely. I'm glad I could, you know, lend something.
No doubt. Give us all your information, brother, so that they'll know exactly where to reach you at, where to hear your music at, and we'll check out everything that you're doing.
Real easy, man. Real easy to find at The Real Six Man. You know, 6 Man, SIXMAM, The Real 6 Man, all social media platforms. Albums, you can check out The King, most importantly, The Fix. They're all streaming on all DSPs, digital streaming platforms. We got vinyl, Digger's Factory, check out the fix, the alternative fix on Digger's Factory. We got a campaign going all the way to February 24th. We need y'all to go out and get that colored splatter vinyl. My People's Fist Coalition is featured on that album as well. Y'all got to check out that vinyl. It's a beautiful piece of art that I want y'all to have. Or you can go to Vinyl Exclusive. You can get a piece of a vinyl from Vinyl Exclusive, and you can even order the vinyl where to have a personalized message from me, whatever you wanted to say in the vinyl at Vinyl Exclusive. A lot of dope stuff, you know what I'm saying? And Bandcamp, thereal6man.com. If you want to book me, you want to book our tour that's featuring Fist Coalition, myself, most importantly, definitely, I want you guys to hit me at info@thereal6man.com. Info@thereal6man.com if you're interested in booking a show later on in the spring, fall, and winter, featuring myself, Fist Coalition, doing the Fix tour. We're also going to be giving artists opportunities to be able to be on the tour, so they'll be able to get at me too through the social media platform. We'll talk about it. I'll send them some information over too. Yes, sir.
Definitely. It's been great, brother. You're the real deal, man. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate the game that you give, brother. And I want to thank you for putting us on the album. Great album. Everybody go check it out. Get that album. It's worth every penny. You stay up, 6 man. You know we're going to talk soon, brother. You keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing great work, and you representing the culture to the fullest, brother.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
No doubt. You stay up, brother, and we'll talk soon.
You too, bro.
All right, bro. Take care.
Yes, sir. Peace, bro. Yes, sir.